Blog Talk Radio.
Where's on the board? For real.
I heard Scully be patient. Mama said be a doctor. I showed her I ain't had
all my life I heard Scully be humble. Marco be patient.
Been telling y'all niggas, man.
Niggas get your education. Dreams are way too big, there ain't no way that you can chase them. I did too. Fuck you, you hating all our life we heard. Scully be humble. Marco be patient.
Let's get it.
But then your better pencil, niggas get your education.
Let's get it.
Dreams are way too big, there ain't no way that you can chase them. I did too. Fuck you, you hating all our life we
I heard
heard.
Scully be humble. I heard Scully be patient. Mama said be a doctor. Told her I ain't had patience. Going hard in my basement was not a method of payment. And since my peers wanna do it, they said find a replacement. But I told her I'm better. She said what make you different from all these niggas that's spittin' by how expensive they living. How they whip working kitchens. First off, I'm realer than bitches. Pondy if Scully the realest. Was Popeye strong off that spinach? Roast spinach gone in the instant. Pain cut deep, no incision. To say fuck a meal is my mission. So a nigga rush the bar, no division. Killing these niggas my tendency. Most of these niggas my enemies. Fuck it, these niggas my mini-me. Cause Scully is what they pretend to be. And it seems to be that you need to stop gobbling my dick and sucking my penis. Young nigga fly, way past Venus. So go fly, nigga strapped on Venus. Genius, niggas some religion. Asking God for forgiveness. He told me follow my vision. He'll work it out and they
all my life I heard Scully be humble. Marco be patient. But then your better pencil, nigga, get your education. Dreams are way too big, there ain't no way that you could chase them. I did too. Fuck you if you hating all our life we heard Scully be humble. Marco be patient. But then your better pencil, nigga, get your education. Dreams are way too big, there ain't no way that you could chase them. I did too. Fuck you if you hating all our life we heard.
Gotta go through the struggle, the hustle shows when you make it. Lord knows you've been patient, see I've been dealing with Satan. Heartbreak, stomach aching became a normal occasion. Plus some crackers think we animals that need to be caged in. But we won't quit so they commit genocide till we changing. See these methods so ancient, these white walls got us caved in. Move the rocks like we came in since we were boys that became men. Whoa, don't Blanco mean white, so why you signing so racist? Surrounded in this white nation, know your spot, no damnation. For all my niggas, stay loyal. Watch out for rats out here snaking. Mama said be a lawyer, but see I hate fighting cases. Caucasians see us as a thug, so the White House I'm gon' break in. Fuck the game, I'm gon' rape it, tape it, then mail it to agents. Force them to go hit my ladies. It's like my flow educated. They gon' love it or hate it. You can't debate who the greatest, but when they think you the greatest, you die in LA. You
all my
fake.
life I heard Scully be humble. Marco be patient. But then your pad and pencil, nigga, get your education. Dreams are way too big, there ain't no way that you could chase them. I did too. Fuck you if you hating all our life we heard Scully be humble. Marco be patient. But then your pad and pencil, nigga, get your education. Dreams are way too big, there ain't no way that you could chase them. I did too. Fuck you if you hating all our life we heard.
Street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
What's up, what's up, what's up, black people in the world, black men, black women, black boys, and black girls. Ah, man, this is another day in Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. Today's topic is white violence and black response. How can we end the madness? I got the title from the actual book called White Violence and Black Response, From Reconstruction to Montgomery by Herbert Shapiro. I'm going to read from this book because I think it's very important that we understand. I think it's very important that we understand that This isn't, what we're dealing with in this country is not new. I know. I already know, Rasta B. I already know this ain't new. I could refer back to the 60s. I could refer back to the 80s. I could refer back to Tulsa. I could refer. What we're dealing with in this country is not new. And what we're dealing with in this country is American tradition. If we're going to call it what it is. Violence on black people, that's American tradition. I know y'all want to say. Y'all want me to say it's as American as apple pie or something, all right? Yeah, I know. White violence on black people, the violence that black Americans face in this country from white Americans is not new. And I'm going to read from the book so you can hear from the W.E.B. Du Bois. So you can hear from the Ida B. Wells. So you can hear from brothers and sisters from the early 1900s, from the late 1800s. I'm going to read from, again, Steve Biko. See, when I read Steve Biko's book, I write what I like. In reading that, I end up choking up a little. And what made me choke up was the fact that not only is this shit not new, it's happening to us all over this planet. And when you study the oppression that black people had to deal with in this country, outside of this country, and around the world, you're going to see a common factor, a common denominator. You're going to see the same tactics being used. You're going to find out the same problems end up being caused. You're going to end up seeing black people being sold a solution that we think would work, and we also end up attacking ourselves. Amos Wilson, and I don't have the book, but Amos Wilson, if you check any of his YouTube, violence is a direct effect of white on black violence. Huh? What do white on black violence have to do with black on black violence? Stand a correlation. Well, I guess the best example I can give will be the example of the working man who doesn't get any respect at work. See, at work, his boss makes him feel less than a man. When his boss, let's say this white man, tell this black man who is working in the trade field, right? He might be a welder, construction worker. Hell, let's even say he works in corporate America. And he's in an environment where he is being treated as a boy. Ends up happening is, once he comes home, he wants to feel like a man. Unfortunately, hurt people hurt people. So when this man is being treated less than at work, what happens is he may come home and exhort his dominance on the house. So now he wants to fight his woman, terrorize his children. You see? Always argumentative, always combative, ready to fight another black man, all because he can't give none of that energy towards that white man. Because if he do, he might lose his job. That's how white on black violence creates black on black violence. Because hurt people hurt people. Now, it's not an excuse. It's just the reality of it. It's just the reality. See, in today's show, White Violence and Black Response, Talking We End the Madness, guest caller number 646-716-4654. See, we're going to build on a lot of topics before we get into... Well, I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is we're going to build on a lot of recent topics, and then we're just going to merge into the topic because they all ties in and they all correlate with one another. Now, unless you're living under the rock, refuse to watch the news, and you're not on Facebook, anything of this nature, then you might have missed the story of the black man who was shot named Charles Kinsey. And you might have just found out about the story, the violent arrest of a sister a year ago by the name of Breaion King. We're going to talk about the elections. We're going to talk about Trump. We're going to talk about Hillary. Hillary just picked half a new VP. We already know Trump. We're going to talk about, before we talk about anything, we have to bring in no other than Smoke. Let's see if he's there. Smoke, are you there?
Yeah. What's good?
Man, another day, another black man shot.
Same old story, man. Same old story.
Ridiculous.
Well, it's been ridiculous. But yeah, it's crazy out there.
Yeah. But before we get into the meat, man, let's do how we do every Friday. How was your week?
Yo, man, life for a black man, yo. Life for a black man. I mean, it pretty much been a straightforward week, you know what I'm saying? Get some stuff done at work before I move over to another department. You know, the average trials and tribulations, you know, during the week, you know what I mean? But, I mean, for the most part, it's just been a cool week. I can't really complain. I mean, with everything going on out here, man, I just feel blessed to make it in that night and you know what I'm saying, and lay it down for another day, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a decent week.
No, I feel you, shit. Yeah, my week was pretty lackluster. I ain't really do too much. You know, I'm growing my little tomato plant. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Because I'm not next to the computer right now. I'm about to pour me a little something to sip on. While I spark my little spliff, you know what I'm saying? So, because, you know, once I would have, so I'm going to repeat what I said, you know what I'm saying? So, my week was a little lackluster. I didn't do much, you know what I'm saying? All I pretty much been doing was just, you know, working on my my tomato plant. That's all I wanted to do.
Hey,
yeah, man, but it's like I just been checking a lot of these. You know, I'm seeing my man Trump. You know what I'm saying? He solidified the nomination. As I've been said, since Jeb Bush was running, Kasich or whatever the guy with the K name was running, Rubio and Cruz. When everybody was laughing at Donald Trump saying, oh, he's a joke, oh, and all this shit, and American people ain't going to do this and all that shit, I've been saying from day one, Trump got this. Trump got this. I didn't know what nobody else was looking at. The difference between me, I don't look at TV, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff, information I get from reading. So I don't get the propaganda, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is. Mm. Because what I'm going to do is, anything related to Trump now, because he already got the nomination, I'm already on record, been saying from day one that he was going to get this shit, and he's going to win the presidency, in my opinion. What I'm going to do now, for at least the next couple of months, I'm just going to submerge myself in all Democratic news. And I'm going to see what's being sold on the Democratic side that will make somebody think that they got their shit together. You know what I'm saying? Now, remember, the talk was that Hillary was trying to get, what's that chick name? Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah, Elizabeth Warren.
Remember I told you, I said she can't pick Elizabeth Warren because Wall Street don't like Elizabeth Warren. Right? Do you remember me saying this?
Yeah, last week. Saturday. I think it was Saturday.
Right? So watch this. Her new VP that she picked is called Tim Kaine. Right? So this is the article that got written up. Hoping to derail his chances at becoming Democratic Hillary Rodham Clinton's running mate, progressive backer of Senator Bernie Sanders and Hollywood's The Hulk. His name is Mark. Okay, that's Buffalo, so it's Mark Ruffalo. His name is Mark Ruffalo. He played the Hulk, right? He said that Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is a pansy for Wall Street, with numerous reports suggesting that Clinton will announce Kaine as her vice president pick on Friday, right? Because this article is from the 21st. Oh, yesterday, okay. This is a day off. Friday, his opponents drew attention to the letter he just signed in support of slowing bank regulation. You hear what I'm saying? Slowing bank regulation.
He's slowing it down.
They said that, he's saying that Tim Kaine, so they're saying with numerous reports suggesting that Clinton will announce Kaine as a vice presidential pick on Friday, his opponents drew attention to letters he just signed in support of slowing bank regulation. Mark Ruffalo, who has played the Hulk, tweeted, "Wrong choice, ... Tim Kaine calls to deregulate banks as he campaigned to be Clinton's VP." The reason why that's important is because I have a story where the Republicans want to come here, big boy. Come here. All right. That's my son, ladies and gentlemen. Clinton, he wants Clinton, not Clinton. What's his Trump? Trump them. I'm gonna see. Can I log into my damn email real quick? I should have had that uploaded, to the truth. I thought I did. But the Republicans, they're trying to enact Glass-Steagall. You see what I'm saying? But I have to let me go ahead and try to damn log into my shit real quick and do this. That way I can get the damn the actual story and shit. All right, I'm in. Yeah, because that's an interesting shit. You know what I'm saying? If Clinton is screaming, VP is screaming to deregulate the bank, which ironically would be traditionally a Republican move.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Those Republicans usually be on the money moves, you know what I'm saying? More, get the rich more money, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could kind of make that. Can make sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. And here it goes right here. Trump GOP wants to break up big bank. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull the article right now because see this is the part of the game. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. This is part of the game that people don't really pay attention to. Everybody want to look at Democrat and Republican. I'm just saying people want to look at Democrat. Right.
No, I was just gonna say, just my thought of it. You haven't read the article yet, but I'm just thinking, like, you know, you starting to see the move of you know, black people moving their money to black banks. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder how that, you know, that deregularization would affect that. You know what I'm saying? Those smaller black banks, like that would be interesting. But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, that is something even to think and to consider too, because I didn't even really factor that in. You know what I'm saying? How did that affect the small banks? And I will check that out. But they're saying that Donald Trump wants to crack down on Wall Street. Right? Let me read this again. Mark Ruffalo, who played the Hulk, tweeted, "Wrong choice. Tim Kaine calls to deregulate banks as he campaigned to be the VP." That was countered by CBNC, which tweeted, "Possible Hillary VP pick Tim Kaine brings solid economic record. The progressive wing has been as suspicious of Clinton as conservative has of Donald Trump." Didn't I Ben say that shit? Let me read this again. The progressive wing of the Democratic Party has been as suspicious of Clinton as the conservatives have been suspicious of Donald Trump. But didn't I say that? Didn't I say before on this show that they try to make it like Trump and the Republicans is all messed up and the Democrats got their shit together? And I'm like, nobody trusts Hillary. Nobody trusts her. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that's funny. So now we got this guy, Mark Ruffalo, and they're saying that Tim Kaine wants to deregulate the bank. Then we got Trump saying he wants to break up the big bank. So it goes, at Trump's urging, the GOP formally endorsed breaking up America's big banks Monday. That's the shit that caused the whole too big to fail shit. See? That was the whole too big to fail shit.
Run that back. Run that back.
At
you said
Trump's
on Monday?
Urging, no. I said on Monday, yeah. Well, let me give you the date of what this is. This is the 19th of July. At Trump's urging, the GOP formally endorsed breaking up America's big banks Monday. It's almost, I'm guessing if that's the 19th, of July. So the 18th was Monday.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly,
right.
Oh, go ahead. Finish up.
Right. So it goes. It's almost like the Republicans were taking a page from liberal senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, who have advocated for exactly that to ensure no bank is what? Too big to fail. Wait a minute. The whole the banks are too big to fail shit in the recession, you see what I'm saying? The Republicans, in particularly, well, I'm not going to say the Republicans. I'm not going to say nobody, because that's history, and I don't want to give out wrong information. So I'm going to do the history and timeline to see when was this thing signed, because a lot of times these shits get signed, and then when they expire, they get re-signed by somebody else, and then we start to think they're the ones that did it, right? Like Barack signed in that the Miranda right, the police don't got to use Miranda right anymore when they arrest you, and Barack signed into law that if you're deemed a terrorist, which is why they keep trying to label Black Lives Matter a terrorist group, if you're labeled a terrorist, you can be killed without due process. These are things Barack put into office. So once he leaves, and then the next president come in, if they choose to enact that, he even signed an order, the whole shit where a president can become a dictator or some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the exact shit, so let me not go too deep until I could give you the exact shit. But right before I get into what you were talking about, let me just wrap this up. The official Republican platform for 2016 calls for bringing back the Glass-Steagall Act, a law put in place during the Great Depression to restrict banks from serving both Wall Street and Main Street. Now, peep this. A president repealed the law in 1999, right? I'm going to read this again. The official Republican platform for 2016 calls for bringing back the Glass-Steagall Act, a law put in place during the Great Depression to restrict banks from serving both Wall Street and Main Street, right? A president repealed the law in 1999. Guess who that president was, my nigga? Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. So wait. Now, this is going to be my last point, and I'm going to let you rock, right? I'm going to light my spliff, and I'm going to sip on my little drink right here. But I just want to let the people understand this one more time. Hillary Clinton, just VP, they're saying is a patsy, P-A-T-S-Y. It's a patsy for Wall Street. I told you in the previous show when we thought that maybe Hillary was going to pick Elizabeth Warren, I said she can't pick Elizabeth Warren because Wall Street don't fuck with Elizabeth Warren. Who does she pick? Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine is a patsy for Wall Street. Okay. What do that mean, Rasta B? What do that mean? What it means is Trump urging the GOP to break up the America's big banks. It's almost like the Republicans were taking but watch this. It's almost like the Republicans were taking a page from the liberal senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Bernie Sanders, who the people wanted, right? And Elizabeth Warren, who Wall Street hates, who has advocated for exactly that same measure, right? So guess what? That's how Trump's going to get all the Bernie Sanders supporters. The official Republican platform for 2016 called to bring back Glass-Steagall Act. And I have that up so I can read that, but I'll read that after I let you rock. A law put in place during the Great Depression to restrict banks from serving both Wall Street and Main Street. President Bill Clinton repealed the law in 1999. Go ahead, Smoke, rock out.
I mean, I just really was going to say, well, I mean, one thing I see that is pretty much the war of Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, one side you got Trump that's, you know, anti. He's trying to, you know, bring in that mind frame of, you know, deregulating the banks so he can get rid of the big banks, so to speak. But, like, I was just thinking in that, it's like while you was talking, just pretty much like, this dude is going to appeal to the people, man. He's like, he really giving something that someone who may not like him, per se, like, you know, they're not a fan of his antics. They don't like the way he talks. You know, the wall in Mexico.
Yeah,
but,
emotional.
You know, yeah, exactly. But everybody done been fucked over by the bank. You know what I'm saying? You don't went in and got the overdraft for the little 10 cents and whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just crazy fees, crazy interest rates. Everybody been fucked over by big banks. So when you have a president that's coming in really bringing a actual agenda that you can physically see that affects, you know, a large you know, the large populace or whatever, it's like you're gonna appeal to a lot of people, man. It's like the arguments is like, man, it's clear right now. You know, it's like, you know, we both had our standpoints on who was going to win the presidential election and so forth and so on. You know, we've been talking about that for the last, you know, couple months or whatever, you know, just giving different aspects or whatever. But as time goes on, it's clear that Trump have a game plan. So it's like, okay, he comes in, he's like, we're going to make America great again. You know, let's bring it back to the true America. Whatever his slogan is, that is something to that effect, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so
that ain't his slogan.
You have now you have him trying to destroy what is part of, you know, what's killing America. Companies just taking money out of the economy, destroying the economy with the craziness. The banks was part of the housing bubble, and they've been part of pretty much any recession you want to go to. So it's like for him to go and attack that right at the heart, something that's going to affect all the people, because everyone damn near has a bank account. And so, he's really gonna take hold of this presidential election with that. You know what I'm saying? I like the way you brought all that together. So you know what I'm saying? Salute on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Niggas don't understand what's going on because they want to listen to somebody. They want to listen to somebody tell them. That's that religious shit. That's why I don't fuck with that religion shit. I don't fuck with nothing where I have to tell you what somebody else told me. Ain't nothing wrong with quoting somebody else. Because when I'm reading from White Violence and Black Response, I'm going to be quoting from somebody else. But you're going to clearly understand why I'm using this. Because I'm trying to show you the similarities between that and them. You talk to religious people, all anything they want to tell you, what Allah said, what God said, what Elohim and all whatever names and shit you have said. You see what I'm saying? What the scriptures say, what the Quran say. Even in the pro-black community, they want to tell you what Dr. Clark said or Dr. Ben said. But it's like, what the fuck do you say? You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass woman. You mean to tell me you don't got your own opinion? You can read, but you don't know how to comprehend? Because that's how it is when I was a kid. We had reading and comprehension. It wasn't just reading. It's reading and comprehension. Not reading comprehension. Reading and comprehension. So you have black people sitting around here like, Trump will make us slaves. Who told you that? Hillary is our only chance. Who told you that? You see what I'm saying? Y'all, you're not even fucking looking at what's going on. 4 more years, it's going to be 2020. Y'all niggas ain't going to hear shit until 2019 when y'all gatekeepers and y'all handlers tell y'all, 2020 coming, 2020 coming. I better watch out for 2020. Oh, look, in the Bible, they said 2020. But y'all only going to hear this 2020 shit 2019. I'm telling y'all, every 20 years they do this shit to us. And I'm going to prove that shit. But before we get into that, I just wanted to correct you on something, Smoke, because you said that Donald Trump's, what you said Donald Trump's motto is?
Make America great. I think I said that.
Yeah, that is not his. Listen, we can't give out wrong information, brother. That is not
correct
Ronald.
Me,
that is not right. Look, that is not Donald Trump's thing. You think his woman plagiarized from Michelle Obama? No. Donald Trump got that from Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan election speech was. It's Ronald Reagan for president. Let's make America great again. Come on.
Reaganomics, boy.
Listen, we're back in Reaganomics, my nigga. We're not in the end of time. We're in the 80s. Come on, man.
You remember how it was
get it, yo.
You remember how it was for us in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Like,
it was rough for black people, and we was kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
no, was it? No, don't fall for that. You're only saying that because you was a child, just like I was a child. But when you listen to Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy and shit like that, the older niggas who was in the 80s, no, them niggas love the 80s. Listen to them niggas. Them niggas talk. Okay, I got one. Peep this song. One of my favorite songs. Stab in French Montana, and it'd be like, had to drop my chick when the ball dropped. I don't know how, something like that. Haters keep hanging. Some shit. You know what? I'm gonna get to someone and play it here. But the intro to this shit was Big Clark saying, 1989, y'all, going into 1990. Farewell to the 80s, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But everything was joyous, even though it was New Year. So I mean, that could be the atmosphere regardless. But if you add that in, you listen to the adults during the 80s. Them niggas don't talk. The ones who talk about the 80s being rough, you hear children and parents who had children. You feel what I'm saying? Single. The man ain't that part. Maybe the poor aspect of it.
That's more so what I was speaking to, like, you know.
But niggas with bread?
Yeah.
Wait, you said drugs?
Yeah.
Drugs? You mean prescription or legal? Because Barack just signed the whole Obamacare, right?
Yeah.
Now everybody got health care. Meaning everybody got access to what? Prescription drugs. Legal drugs. And I said in the previous show that they will use the drug that your children is on to justify not hiring you. Straight up. I heard about this at least 3 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Straight up. You heard it here, but I heard the story 3 years ago in a meeting. You know what I'm saying? Because when I heard this shit, first thing I thought to myself, I was like, yo, that is fucked up. Because, see, the thing about me is I have history You know what I'm saying? I'm not pro-black conscious. My eyes is open because I watched Hidden Colors or because I saw Trayvon get murdered and Zimmerman get off. My mother birthed me with my eyes open. You see what I'm saying? We had to sit down and watch news. My mother's like, come over here, look at this. See what's going on over here. I remember having to watch the Tawana Brawley story. I remember that. Seeing her in Sharpton and Fat Sharpton and all that shit. I remember seeing that. I remember being in school and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, fat ass Sharpton in the sweats. I remember this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my mother kept my eyes open all the time to this shit. So when it comes to the attack that happens to black people, this shit is not something, it ain't new. These are not clever people you're dealing with. These are people that find something at work and they'll keep doing it. They're not clever. They're not clever people at all. So they turn around now and says, we're going to turn around and the drugs that you have your child on, we're not going to hire you. We're not going to hire that kid because of the drugs. It's going to be on the shit. I hear somebody thinking, no, Rasta B, that's not true because it's against the law for your medical record. You know that whole spiel, right, Mo? The whole shit about the medical records and all that shit like that, and you can't be released.
Yeah, I think that's
your medical, your drugs.
That's called the
Hippocratic.
Yeah.
The HIPAA law, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Miranda rights? Do you remember that?
You talking about reading the rights?
And do you remember?
You get locked up.
Yeah, reading your rights. That's the
no
Miranda rights.
No doubt. Yeah,
do you remember? If you don't read me my Miranda rights, I could get off?
That's the case. Yep.
You remember that? Guess what? If I say there's going to be a black president that's going to sign a law where the police don't have to read you your Miranda rights no more. Yeah. You know what black people would tell me back then? Man, what are you talking, man? We got the rights. We got the rights. Yeah, y'all keep thinking that, man. These shit ain't right. These is privileges. And when the privileges don't work no more, they take it away from you. And when I'm hearing this is what I'm hearing, Smoke. The whole drug shit. So when they said that they're going to do that to figure out whether they're going to hire you or not, then I start thinking about your credit score. Because the credit score shit happened when we was teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Either teenagers or early 20s. Yeah. Like, do you remember? You remember the first time you heard somebody say, "You can't get this job if your credit bad."
Yeah.
Do you remember when the first time you heard that?
The first time when I went into the job market, you know what I'm saying? That probably was like maybe about 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So around the 2000s.
No, but I'm saying give an age range. Yeah, give an age range.
For myself, I was probably like 20.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know what
about
I mean?
20.
So, and like I was like applying for a lot of bank jobs. And so, they had things like teller and all of that shit. But anything that had to, when you was inside the branch, like dealing with the money in your hands, you had to get a credit check for that. And so your credit had to be, X amount of score or whatever in order for you to qualify for the job. So you can go through, pass all your joint when they run your credit at the end. So yeah, that's been going on.
Now I was working at a bank before you was working at a bank, right?
Yep.
Cause that's how I was doing my little scam and shit. I ain't need no background, no credit check, none of that shit. I ain't need none of that. You see what I'm saying? I was already working because I was a teenager. And I remember when I was no longer working there and I was looking for other work. I'm talking about even McDonald's because I was still young. And that's when I started hearing people talk about credit checks. And I'm like, yo, and I remember the rebuttal was, damn, my credit's fucked up because I ain't got a job to pay this, just that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're caught up in this continuous circle. So I started saying, so that's the credit shit, right? So once I remember the credit game, then I'm listening again, and I'm like, oh, okay, now y'all gonna hit us with the drugs now? That's how I'm thinking, because I'm thinking with a black mind. You see what I'm saying? Anybody else, that shit probably would have went over their head. Like, oh, okay. And that's it. Forgot all about it. But because I'm thinking with a black mind, when I'm in this white environment around these white people, I'm always trying to decipher what's going on. You dig what I'm saying? What's going on? I don't get angry about it. I don't get upset about it. I just take the information and make it work for my people. When I come back on the show, I try to let the people know what I know. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't be the spook that sat by that door, get this information, bring it back to the people to let us know what's going on the other side, then you pretty much work for the other side against your people. We are at war. This is not a starting of a race war. We are in the middle of a race war. Straight up. We're in the middle of a race war. And the only way for black people to win this race war is to say, fuck white America, fuck Chinese America, fuck Latin America. I'm worrying about black America. Only way for us to win this race war. But as long as we keep on begging for work, begging for jobs, begging for acceptance, begging for equality, they will continuously kick our ass. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
We're allowing that shit to happen. We ain't paying attention to shit. You know, we just going through, you know what I'm saying? The latest kicks, the latest gossip, you know what I'm saying? What Kanye did and what Kim Kardashian doing and all that shit. Yeah, man. It's crazy out here, man. That Trump argument is...
Hey, peep this. Wait, not to cut through all, but peep this right here, right? This is the real funny part right here. What's one of the things you heard people say about my man Trump, right? And when I say my man Trump, for the listening audience, I'm not saying my man Trump because I'm a Republican and because I'm going to be voting for Trump. I say my man Trump because
Donald Trump
been through.
Rasta V. This has been endorsed by Rasta V.
This is his formal endorsement. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. Hey, if Donald Trump want black people to then vote for him, he should have made me head of Black Affairs. And I would have came to the black people and I would have said, listen up, black people. Donald Trump got a message. Damn. You ain't even let me say nothing. But no, the reason why I keep saying my man Donald Trump is because I've been seeing that he was going to win. I've been seeing that. So I'm saying, yo, that's my pick. Just like y'all picking Hillary and all that shit like that. A lot of us, I already know.
I mean, like the Hillary.
Wait. Let me read this real quick. Wait. Before you continue, let me read this real quick because this is a very important part of what's going on. The whole point I was making with the whole Donald Trump part was they said that Donald Trump, they went to the weddings of, the Clintons and they scoff at his shit and how Donald Trump done voted Democrat and all kind of shit. So they basically set it up for Hillary to win, right? So they go, Republican hero Ronald Reagan began his political life as a New Deal Democrat. He switched his registration in 1962 before he ran for office. And again, his poster says, Reagan for president. Let's make America great again. Do that sound familiar? He always insisted he wasn't the one who changed. I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The party left me. So, but you got to understand, the Democratic Party was the racist KKK party. The Republicans was where the black people was at. Don't get it twisted. They both betrayed us. But we switched to the Democratic side, and all of the fucking racist Democrats went to the Republican side. Go ahead, Swan.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, with I don't really see a lot of positives for the Hillary situation. You know, a lot of us, you know, we get on the, conspiracy theories and shit like that. But, I mean, I think as of right now, you know what I'm saying, with what's happening with Trump, you know, what you know, as his goals are becoming a little bit more clearer as to what he wants to do specifically, you know, it's like you really can only hang your hat on a conspiracy theory type shit when you saying that, you know, Hillary Clinton's gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still see the media, you see the media-driven responses where, you know, Hillary. You know, I mentioned last week the BET Awards. You see people on there, you know, shouting out Hillary. I think it was Diana Ross's daughter. What's her name? Tracy Ellis. She had made a little endorsement on there or whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is becoming real clear cut. You know, Trump in the driver's seat pretty much, man.
Let me let people know, Hillary used to be a Republican. Hillary used to be a Republican. When Martin Luther King did the deal with who was that president? Theodore Roosevelt or some shit like that? No, Lyndon Johnson. The opposition of Lyndon Johnson. If what I'm saying is correct, if I remember it correctly, I can look it up. It was some Jew named something Goldberg, right? I'm going to look it up, and I'm going to repeat it before the show's over. She was championing for him. He was a racist-ass cracker and he was a Republican. He was against the civil rights. Where Lyndon Johnson then was for it, and that's when the blacks switched to the Democrats and the whites switched to not the whites, but I guess you could say the racist whites, you know, the conservatives or whatever. They went to the damn.
That was Barry Goldwater.
Water, right. And he was a Republican, right?
Yeah, so Lyndon B. Johnson was a Democrat. Shit.
Oh, okay. Now peep this. Type in Hillary Clinton. All right, now type in Goldwater was a Republican, right?
Yeah, Republican from Arizona. He was running with William.
All right, now watch this. Type in Hillary Clinton Goldwater girl. Because you know how you had the Obama girls and shit like that? That's what she was for him, a Goldwater girl.
Where are you finding something?
You see what I'm saying? Guest calling number 646-716-4654. Join in, chime in, press 1. White violence, black response. How can we end the madness? So if you're wondering, what do this have to do with the presidential election? The presidential election have everything to do with it because everything is about proactiveness. You got to be proactive. you cannot be reactionary all the time. If somebody smack you in your face and then you put your hands up, you see what I'm saying? That's nothing wrong with that. The second time they smack you in the face, but then you had your hand up already, so they kind of sort of miss, there's nothing wrong with that. The third time you doing that, there's something wrong. The fourth time, there's something wrong. The fifth time, there's something wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because you're letting somebody just use violence on you and play games on you, and then you're going to do something. And that's not how life works. Life works where somebody smack you upside your fucking head, and then you duck. Oh, shit, I got smacked. And then that person comes to smack you again, but you put your hands up and you block it, but you get hit. You still get hit. Then the third time, when that person walk up to you, your fist already balls up and you already in fighting stance like, yo, if you think you're going to get another hit off me today, you wrong, my G. We going to scrap. You see what I'm saying? That's being proactive. But if that third time you get hit the same way, and the fourth time you get hit the same way, and the fifth time you get hit the same way, then you're just responding. And we got to stop responding. All we're doing is hoping Hillary wins. And if you really read about her policies, smoke. How many black people that want Hillary to win did you hear them talk about her policy? Like niggas were saying about Barack.
You never hear.
You ain't hear no policies, right?
Anybody speaking about policies? It's always just a candidate or whatever. You know that. No one's breaking that down.
Ain't that some shit?
Very minority.
Ain't that some shit? Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me you got black people running around talking about voting for Hillary because we don't want Trump in, and not one time did I hear any black person say, I'm voting for Hillary because of her policy. But that was your excuse why you voted for Barack. You people don't say so. The reason to vote for Barack was because of his policy. But now that Barack is about to leave and you got another person, you're not talking policy? Now it's just you voting just because, yo, wake the fuck up. Wake up. Look at her policy. Or it shows you how programmed we are. That all they have to do is throw something in the
That's more like it. That's more like it.
Yeah.
Programming.
They could just throw something out there, and then we just all repeat it. I didn't vote for Barack because he's black. I voted for Barack because of his policy. And it's like, and I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, really? Niggas get into policy since when? And then I be asking, I'm around my people because I ain't gonna lie. I ain't vote for no Barack. I ain't vote for nobody, right? Now, I'm not the type of person that is easily intimidated and all kinds of things of this nature, right? But I ain't dumb either. And I felt the tension in the black community, you know what I'm saying? Because I live amongst my people. I could never not live amongst my people. So I felt the tension, you know what I'm saying? Like, people was like, oh, you vote? Like, nah, man, I ain't voting. Oh, are you crazy? The people died for your vote. The people died after that. You're a disgrace. What do you mean? I'm talking about you see the blood in their eyes like, nigga, I will murder you if you don't vote for Barack. If he lose, nigga, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, God damn, really? So I had to lie and be like, yeah, man, I voted, man, go Barack. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, shit, I ain't trying to get killed out here. These niggas, niggas is crazy, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to each other, you know? When it comes to each other. Now when it comes to cops, when it comes to each other, Niggas is crazy. So I had to lie and be like, yeah, I voted for Barack, just to keep the tension down. Now niggas do it. Oh, all right. Let's go back and talk about ignorant, dumb shit. But, yeah, you talk about that Barack, now voting, oh, niggas ready to take your hat off. Now, we see he done signed in a gang of shit that's going to fuck us up at the end. They already made it where you calling white people blue-eyed devils, you will now be considered that's hate speech. And if you have an organization saying that, you will now be deemed a hate group. Even if you never committed a violent act, never committed a crime, and guess what? If you are a hate group, you can fall up under the terrorism shit. And if you're under the terrorism shit, your boy Barack signed a law that terrorists could just get popped. You ain't got to go through no goddamn judicial system no more. Once you labeled a terrorist, it's a wrap. There's going to be more of them goddamn C4 strapped to them goddamn robots blowing niggas up. Straight up. Batarang? California know what I'm talking about. If they could get a tank with a big-ass fucking, like a Batarang on a small miniature tank and ride that in the black community, knocking over so-called dope houses, when in all actuality, they was hitting wrong houses too with that shit. Then tell me about the militarization of those fucking police. They've been militarized. That's the 80s. I'm 35. And you got niggas now talking about they're trying to militarize the police. The first time they started militarizing police was in the 1960s for the whole civil rights Martin Luther King stuff. That's when they started. With the nonviolent movement is when they started to militarize their goddamn police force. Stop that shit, man. They had tanks running through the black community, running and knocking people's doors off the hinges and shit. Yeah, it was crack houses. Yeah, it was a crack era, but it was also innocent people homes too. They had planes flying over buildings in Philly, dropping bombs on black organizations, the movement, shooting up the building because these niggas wanted to live natural. The shit everybody want to live how they want to live now. When we was doing that, they shooting up and busting black men head open. And when them brothers and sisters regrouped, they dropped a bomb on that building. So that's a bomb being dropped on a building on black people. Tanks getting ran through our goddamn communities. In New York, they got a fucking van where they can eavesdrop and spy on your phone conversations, black people.
Yeah.
And you talking about they're now trying to? Fuck out of here. Wake up. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, they got everything that shows us a war. You know, it's just that we caught up in your fashion,
fear,
your daily gossip. People who do know a little something or at least trying, we got fear with us. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, we got to get off this shit, man. We got to move our money to the black thing. I just saw something, and I didn't get to read it. So, you know what I mean? I apologize if I don't have any specifics, but I just saw an article that I'm going to go back to where T.I. was speaking. No, it was an interview. I want to say it was Bro in the Morning, I want to say. And the titles they were saying he was speaking on moving some of his money to black banks, and he was speaking on some of the issues. So, I want to go watch that. But we need to move our money in those black banks.
Yeah, we need to
We need to cut back on the frivolous spending. Fuck all of these $300 jeans, these $200 kicks. You know what I'm saying? Spending money on crazy shit.
Yeah.
Let's cut all that bullshit out. You know what I'm saying?
No, Smoke. Go back to that, man, and take your time on that. Go back to that. Because the frivolous spending is important. So go back on that, man. Because all of the frivolous spending can go into your savings account if we just cut back. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
that right there. No. But hear what I'm saying. That right there, what you just said. But look, black banks aside and everything. No, that right there. That changes instantly.
See, like I look at it like
that's what I was saying. Build on that.
Just thinking on like, you know, my day-to-day life and things that I might spend on. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you looking at, you know, I work every day. Instead of going to work and stopping at fucking Bojangles or the gas station or the fucking McDonald's or whatever, you know, let me spend $20 or $30 and I could buy lunch and breakfast where I can make that joint myself and take it to work. So instead of spending $10 a day just for breakfast, $10 for lunch, then, you know, you're tired, you're going to spend another fucking $10, you know, eating out for nighttime, you know what I mean? Just quick meals. You know, some people like to live it up good, so, you know, they got to go to the Robin's $50 joint or whatever. But, you know, point being is, you know, make your own food. You know, for cats who like to smoke.
It saves you money. You know what you want to eat, all that.
Instead of buying them $2 blunts that you only get 2 in or
with
2 for 99 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Tobacco,
turn to your paper. Turn to your paper or go get you a vaporizer. Get you a vape, spend that $150 or whatever you can find, or, you know, whatever choice you make. And you know, cut back on that. Because, I mean, if you think about it, niggas like the puff, you know what I'm saying? You know the average person, you know what I'm saying? Go in, you're going to smoke one in the morning, smoke one in the evening. That's $1 right there. Then most of the time you might go over that. So that's $2. Then that's $10 at 5. That's 5 days, $10. Shit, how many 5-day periods is over a year that you spending $10? And you ain't getting nothing back out of it. And it's killing you.
No, but you add that with the years, then you also add your beer for the year. Yeah. You also
that
add
$1.99 fucking 24 ounce or whatever.
No, what I was gonna say was the lunch. Going to lunch. The lunch and the breakfast you buy, add that for the year. And when you really start to see how much money that frivolous, that ain't number $5, it ain't number $10, it ain't number $3. Yeah. Add all of that shit up for the year, and you're going to be like, God damn, I ain't know. That's $2,000 just throw away. That's $2,000 or $2,500 or $5,000 that I just threw away. You see what I'm saying? But before we go too deep, you know, guest calling number 646-716-4654. Let's also get into the topics, though, man, these police shootings. You know what I'm saying? So one shooting we got that is on everybody's mind is what happened in North Miami. You know what I'm saying? With the punk-ass cop who shot another unarmed brother named Charles Kinsey, who is a behavior therapist. He at work. One of his patients, or a patient, you know what I'm saying, at the, from the clinic or whatever, he's autistic. He gets out of the building, so as he's coming out, he have his hands up. It still gets shot. So they saying Kinsey, before he was shot in the leg, could be seen lying on the pavement with his hands up in the air. He told police that he was unarmed and that the man sitting beside him was autistic and holding a toy truck, not a gun as a 911 caller had claimed. But again, we need to listen to these calls. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
How convenient is it that it's always somebody called the police and said that somebody got a gun, and then somebody ended up getting killed and no gun is found, and then they say, well, a caller called in. Can we get those 911 tapes of the initial phone call so we can hear if they said that? You see what I'm saying? Because we heard the Tamir Rice 911 call. So can we get the phone call for Alton? Can we get the robbery, quote-unquote robbery for the Philandos situation? And can we get the phone call for this one? So they shoot this brother. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you heard this story, though, right?
You're talking about the dude got shot with his patient? He had the patient in Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that story. The Charles Kinsey.
Oh, look at people shit right here real quick. John Rivera, president of the Police Benevolent Association in Dade County, told reporters Thursday that the officer who thought Kinsey's life was endangered. It appears to the officer that the white male, because that'll throw off the whole racial aspect now. You dig what I'm saying? It appears to the officers that the white male was trying to do harm to Mr. Kinsey. How? How? When you're the... So Rivera said, in fearing... Look, so this is how they switched it. So instead of the cops saying he was in fear of his life, now they're saying, in fearing of Mr. Kinsey's life, the officer discharged his firearm 3 times trying to save, quote-unquote, Mr. Kinsey's life, and he missed. No, you hit Mr. McKenzie. You did hit him. You just missed the other time.
Yeah.
And they're going to turn around and say that, yeah, go.
No, I was going to say, like, the stories I saw was, you know, they were saying that the autistic patient had a truck in his hand, a toy truck or whatever. But the thing that I mostly see is, like, you know, it's a pattern of it don't matter. If police come on the scene and it's a black man involved, the results for you is going to be an issue. If it's a black woman involved, the result is going to be a problem there. So in the case of this, it's like, because I was talking about this earlier, you know what I'm saying, with my homeboy, because, you know, his son is slightly autistic. And so, you know, we were just chopping it up about it, and he like, you know, those are the things that he worry about. Because his son is he's a big dude. He's going to be a big dude. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he might have issues with, you know, like, you know, sometimes he might get tight about something. You know what I'm saying? And it's a small thing to him, but people might be looking at him like, yo, man, what's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? And so it kind of like touched him too, and both of us, because that's my little guy too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. It's like you have somebody who have like a mental issue, and the people that's there be like.
Let me read this part right here, just to add on to what you're saying, right?
Right.
Police ain't shit, yo. Kinsey, 47, said in an earlier interview with a local Fox affiliate that when he asked the officer why he opened fire, he said he didn't know. Remember earlier they said they did this because he was in fear of Mr. Kinsey's life, and he was trying to save Mr. Kinsey, right?
Right.
Kinsey's attorney, Hilton Napoleon, said his client also heard another officer ask the same question to the cop. The shooting officer said he didn't know why he shot him, Napoleon said, according to the NBC Miami. He also questioned why Kinsey was handcuffed after he was shot. So you trying to save my life, so you shoot me and handcuff me.
Yo, come on, man. Come on, man. And then it's
what
like
I always say about America. But what I always say about America, if this shit was a TV show, it would be the funniest shit. It would be the funniest shit on TV if it wasn't us suffering. If we were the ones suffering, this would be the longest running, funniest shit on TV, yo. Like it's so fucking funny that it's sad because it's happening to us. So that's probably why nobody gives a fuck, because it's not happening to them. So when they see it, they can laugh and say, damn, look how I've spin this story. That's amazing.
Right.
I was in fear for this nigga's life. So I shot 3 times, missing anybody, but hit him at least once, and then I handcuffed him because I was that much in fear of this man's life.
But it's like, this is not even a fucking situation where a gun is warranted. Pulling out a gun is not even warranted in a situation like this. You know, like I was saying, it's like, they just supposed to be there to help in situations like that. You know, you got an autistic kid, you ain't what you gonna do, fuck him up, you know, beat the kid up, you know, like, come on, man, it's like, what are you doing? So for him to even have a damn gun out is like, yo, you crazy. So you know you dare to kill. These are cats programmed to kill.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, for him to even have a gun out, but the point I was trying to make earlier was, you know, we was talking about that situation, and I was thinking, because we was playing video games, he was playing a Marvel comic game, and he playing as Batman. I'm like, yo, the police have the fucking Batman belt on. They got a fucking taser, they got a baton, they got the shit that flip out, you can bust windows with. They got a goddamn pepper spray, they got handcuffs, they got 300 other things on their belt besides a fucking gun. You know what I'm saying? And for them to just go grab that hammer, it's just like these niggas is programmed to kill us. And we got to understand.
Now watch this. Wait. Stick a pin right there. Wait. I'm going to let you finish this thought. Let me just read this last quote from Mr. Kinsey.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
That's going to justify, that's really going to even put more something on what you're saying. He said, I was really more worried about him than myself, the autistic kid, right? Because he's autistic. Put your, just what I'm saying is, just put your mind wrap your mind around what I'm saying. I was really more worried about him than myself, Kinsey said of the patient. I was thinking, Mr. Kinsey, the black man, I was thinking, as long as I have my hands up, they're not going to shoot me. This is what I'm thinking. They're not going to shoot me. Wow, was I wrong? Now continue what you were saying, Smoke.
Yo, I mean, I was just pretty much saying what I had said, but I mean, they are programmed to kill us, man. There's no reason for that man to even have a gun out. So, I mean, we have seen every situation. We've seen unarmed hundreds of times. We've seen legally armed. We've seen incidents where no drug dealing was going on. Nobody was whipping nobody's ass. We don't see every situation. We don't see kids. We don't see women. So, listen, man, the police are programmed to kill us regardless of who you are in black America. You're a black man, you're a black woman, you're a fucking kid. You are subject to the police. You've seen them where it was in Texas where they flipping the black girl at the fucking block party, the pool party. I mean, we don't, it's an attack on all of us. They are programmed to eliminate us. And we have to really understand that shit and take it serious. I mean, we move it together, so we see it. You know what I'm saying? We see the people galvanizing and those spirits coming up within the people because we tired of this shit. But it's obvious that they are there to kill us. You know what I'm saying? There's no even reason for him to have a weapon out in that case.
That's the reason why I had to cut you off.
He said he don't know why he shot.
Is that
not programming? Is that not programming?
The cop said, I don't know why I shot you. I just shot. And remember, it's not one shot because I read somewhere with some old white person on the Yahoo, cop sympathizer talking about oh, well, I blame the Glock because the Glock have a sensitive trigger. You know what I'm saying? So a slight touch, you'll shoot. He shot 3 times.
Three.
You know what I'm saying?
And stop blaming.
It wasn't one shot.
Because with any gun, you can adjust the damn trigger pull on that shit. Cut it the fuck out, man. Let's not talk about what it is. So if you want to adjust your trigger pull to where it's a hair pull, a hairpin pull, or whatever, how you describe it, you can do that. So that's not blaming on the damn gun. Because did everybody have a Glock? Right. Is that what it is? The Glock can jump in your hand and it just go off? Fuck out. That shit like that be pissing me off.
Right.
What? To have the fucking nerve to come on and even say something like that, it's like, yo, come on, black people, man. If we don't galvanize, man, it's like we ain't gonna ever galvanize. And like we were saying earlier, I was like, man,
no. We are galvanized. We are galvanized.
We are. Yeah. Now don't even talk down about it.
We just gotta.
That's the point.
We gotta just keep it up. That's all. Now continue what you're saying.
The point. Like we were saying yesterday when we was just having like a casual talk, I think it was yesterday or whatever, and I was saying, man, if we don't do something, we could be set back 10 years, man. And he was like, 100 years. And I was really thinking about that, and it's like, yo, people, it'll be, what is it? It's 2016, you know what I'm saying? It'll be 2116. And we're be talking about the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Same shit.
And we've been doing it for the last 400.
We got another case in Texas, Austin, Texas. This Austin, Texas AP. Yeah, so this is in Austin, Texas. Patrol car video publicly released Thursday shows a white Austin, Texas police officer violently throwing a black woman to the ground during a traffic stop, followed by another white officer telling her black people have violent tendencies and whites are justifiably afraid. Remind me to look up the definition for afraid, because you know how these white people are.
Right.
So I need to find out what afraid really means, you know. Austin Police Chief Art Acevedo, condemned both officers' action. He called the officer's comment on the video disturbing. He said a criminal investigation has been opened against the officer who arrested Breaion King. The traffic stop happened in June 2015, but has not been made public until the Austin American Statesman published the video Thursday. Acevedo called a news conference hours later and said both officers have been taken off street patrol and on desk duty pending new internal investigation, which he said would include both officers conducting in the year since the incident. The video is surfacing amid heightened nationwide tension over police treatment of black people. For those that think life is perfect for people of color, I want you to listen to the conversation and tell me we don't have a social issue in this nation. Acevedo, who is Hispanic. Issue of bias, issues of racism, issues of people being looked at different because of their color. In one of two videos, Officer Patrick Breaion is heard talking to King, who was pulled over for speeding, about race while driving her to jail. And they like to do that talking shit. You know me? When they put me in behind that car and they're going to take me to jail, I don't say shit to them. I have no conversations for you. Hey, you want to listen to some music? No, I'm good. Straight up. One cop told me, hey, why is your Georgia license clean, dirty, but your South Carolina license clean? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Take me to jail. We keep driving and shit. After a while, I guess we got our cooled off. He's going to say, hey, man. I said, yeah. He said, how you have your Georgia license suspended, but your South Carolina license clean? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Take me to jail. Then he's going to close the window back. Nigga, I don't talk to police. You know what I'm saying? So he goes, Oh, no, that's Kinsey. Okay, so he goes, why are so many people afraid of black people? Breaion asked. King replied that she is also trying to figure that out. I can give you a really good idea why it might be that way, he said. Violent tendencies. Breaion goes on to say that I don't blame white people for being afraid because of violence in the black community. Some of them, because of their appearance and whatnot, some of them are very intimidating, he says. The newspaper identified King as an elementary school teacher. That's another one black man dead working in the school system. This black woman assaulted. Her attorney did not immediately return a message seeking comment. So, that story, what I'm saying? This is another assault. This is assault on the black woman now. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This woman said, before I close the story out, I wanted to read a statement that she said because she didn't file report, right? So they said, a CVO said that King did not file a complaint after the arrest and that he did not know about the traffic stop because a CVO is he's the Austin police chief, right? He's a Hispanic, so he's speaking. And he's saying that the woman that was assaulted, Miss King, did not file a complaint after the arrest and that he did not know about the traffic stop until this week, saying his subordinates should have previously alerted him to the video. King now, she tells the newspaper the encounter changed how she viewed police. A CVO said she was pulled over for driving 15 miles over the speed limit when Officer Breaion Richard ordered her out of the car. Driving 15 miles over the speed limit. Why are you ordering me out the car? The video showed him nearly throwing her into an adjacent truck while trying to place her under arrest in a Wendy's parking lot. I've become fearful to live my life, King told the newspaper. I would rather stay home. I've become afraid of the people who are supposed to protect me and take care of me. So, Richard can be heard on the video ordering King, stop resisting, as he orders her out of the car. Mm-hmm. The angle of the video doesn't fully show King while she's in the car. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying it's like what's funny is like he, the fucking cop, he's alluding to, black people being violent and black people being, scary, intimidating, and so forth and so on. And it's like when you look at the sister, she got a fro, natural fro, with a fucking wrap around her shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an attack on that look. Like, what? I'm scared of this shit. Right here. And like to go back to what you said earlier about just defining fear, I went to dictionary.com. They got three definitions. First one is feeling fear, filled with apprehension, like afraid to go is the example they give. Second one is feeling regret, unhappiness, or the like. I'm afraid we can't go on.
Wait. Do it again. Start from the beginning.
The first one was feeling fear, filled with apprehension. The second was feeling regret, unhappiness, or the like. And then there's one more, feeling reluctance, unwillingness, distaste, or the like.
And that's for afraid.
For the word afraid, right.
Yeah, let me
so, yeah, that was the main thing that stood out. That was the main thing that stood out was like, how the sister looked. It was a dark-skinned sister, afro, and she got a little wrap around her head, like a little headband type joint. You know what I'm saying? And he tossing her around.
So it's an attack on our blackness. Exactly. And so it's an attack on who we are as black people. They want us to go back to our hair perm. Yeah, blackness in general. But guess what? We got to stand stronger, taller. You know what I'm saying? The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. We can't sit there and fall. And that's why I want Trump to win. Because I want for us to keep our eyes open, and I want for us to feel as if Trump is against y'all, against us, against the everything. Everything gonna be fucked up and bad. He gonna make it worse for us. I want us to feel like that, and maybe that'll make us get the fuck up off our shit. You know what I'm saying? And just stand up on our feet, get off our ass, stand on our feet, and say, now let's do this. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time to be petty about no Gucci and all that. Nigga, you wearing a dress, you look fucking silly as fuck, my nigga. Get away from me. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you ain't raising your kid? Nigga, get away from me. You look silly as fuck not raising your kid. You ain't trying to be a businessman, my nigga? Nigga, you still dressing like you a kid and you 50-something years old? Get away from me. Then we're going to have standards. You know what I'm saying? Because now we have to look at ourselves now. So that's why I'm like, let's go for Trump. I don't want for us to go to sleep under a Democratic slumber. No. We already slept for 16 years. From 9/11 in the whole 2 years of Bush, where we said, we under attack. NASA, the Arabs is attacking us. I'm American. Then when Barack became president, it was another 8 years of falling asleep. Now we waking up, and now we seeing what this country has always been. So if we are going back to the 80s, since Trump is using Ronald Reagan, let's make America great again slogan, then God damn it, y'all better start studying what the 80s was about. Straight up. Start studying that. Y'all know Kemet. Y'all know we Africans. Y'all know we came from riches and the fucking the planet of all of this other shit. Y'all know this shit. Let's start checking real history. Go back to them 80s.
A lot of money was made in the 80s. And
a lot of money was made.
Nothing to show for it. And nothing to fucking show for that shit. So, like...
Well, let's make it work. Let's make it work now.
Let's make that shit work this time, you know what I'm saying? Use that money to build something. And it's like, it's like, when you're thinking, like, building something, it's not about being grand. Think within yourself and what you can improve within just your day-to-day life. And from there, you could just move forward. It's like once you take care of yourself and take care of your family, your kids and all of that, then you can start thinking about the community. And if everybody's doing that, our community is going to be good. Because we all good.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, when you want to build, don't be so grand. Start small. You know, start from the small things. Even when it comes to just saving your money and, you know, not being frivolous, like we said earlier. Start small. You know, take your lunch every day. Then start with your breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do that.
Work on your bank account. Look,
right.
Treat your family like your nation, black man. Because we're in a patrilineal society, treat your family like your nation, right? You work and you get your money, you govern that the same way you would govern your nation. You make sure your bills and the debt is low in your nation. You don't want high debt. Something else that we don't talk about no more. Do you remember when, I think the first time of Barack's presidency, they was all talking about the nation's debt, and then they had the whole debt clock, and they're supposed to go to $1 trillion and all this. Like, what happened to the debt clock? Did they still talk about that? Or did that go away like the marrow?
It's still there. I haven't heard anybody talking about it though. Alex Jones.
It's just funny because it's like, man, they hype us up for shit, man, and we literally end up forgetting about this shit, and then it just goes away. But you were just scared of it the other day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. But so I'm gonna read a little from this white violence and black response, right? Because there's some parts in here that's just fucking crazy. This is chapter 1, the imposition of white rule. In the immediate aftermath of the Civil War, thousands of Union troops were stationed in the South, and some of these troops were black. White supremacists were outraged at the sight of blacks with guns, and therefore some measure of power, and they were quickly successful in having black soldiers withdraw from the South. During Johnsonian Reconstruction, the former slaves were legally free as a result of the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment, but the South white rulers made evident their intention to reduce the free man to a position of powerless semi-slavery. Already by 1866, ex-Confederates in Pulaski, Tennessee, had formed a secret organization, the Ku Klux Klan, whose purpose it was to terrorize blacks into submission to white rule. Although the United States Freedmen's Bureau existed as some protection of black interests, the freedmen were intimidated, whipped, and beaten to compel them to agree to onerous labor contracts with landlords. The moderating influence of the Freedmen's Bureau was undermined by Andrew Johnson's commitment to white supremacy and the consequent failure to employ federal executive power effectively to protect those in the South who had supported the Union. Let me ask you a question, Smoke. Who's Andrew Johnson? Smoke. Well, Andrew Johnson is the 17th president of the United States.
My bad, man. Yeah, go ahead, president.
Yeah, he's the 17th president of the United States, Andrew Johnson. See, Johnson became president.
He coming after Lincoln.
He was the vice president. Yeah, he was the vice president for Lincoln.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And Andrew Johnson, so peep game. Lincoln, right? He trying to put the Union in the South together and the North together. He emancipated, he freed the enslaved Africans in the South, right? And he gets shot and killed, right? So his VP becomes president. Okay, the moderating influence of the Freedmen's Bureau was undermined by Andrew Johnson's commitment to white supremacy. His commitment to white supremacy. So, what are we talking about at the end of the day when you sit there and you think you can talk to these people? White supremacy, racism is not who can fuck who and who like and who don't like who. This shit is deeper than rap. Go ahead, Smoke.
Man, I just want to see us get that shit going. Just stay on top of this momentum, man. And
we got to
shit going, man.
No, I'm talking about on this right here. Wait, I'm talking about on this right here. From white violence and black response. White supremacists was outraged at the sight of blacks with guns and therefore some measure of power. So you black men and black women, I'm going to read this again, right, Smoke? I'm going to read this again, right? White supremacists were outraged at the sight of blacks with guns and therefore some measure of power. And therefore some measure of power because you got your guns.
So when, you watching your local news and they're like, hey,
right.
The local police is hosting guns for Beyonce tickets or whoever.
Right.
Keep your ass in the house and keep your gun in the house. And also, it's like, is the NRA the head of these type of companies? Is the NRA that? Because they didn't stand up for us when Philando Castile had a gun, legally told police that he had the weapon, and he still was fired on. So, where the NRA at? I just want to say fuck the NRA.
Exactly.
Said it last week.
Yeah, fuck the NRA. Because I'm going to tell you something about the NRA. My bad. But, I was an NRA member. Remember that, Smoke?
Yeah,
Smoke.
Me too.
You remember?
Me too.
No, yeah, I'm not. I have my renewals coming up or some shit. I'm not fucking with them no more. Send me that bread right there.
I got mine free.
We already
with my gun and shit, but mine's been expired for a little while. Yeah,
me, I would resign. You know what I'm saying? So, cause I'm thinking like shit. I'm a fucking NRA shit too. Shit. Okay, apparently that don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So because I forgot what I'm doing. I'm over here looking at. I thought I was looking at the. No. This is what I wanted to say. So you said that, right? So what I wanted to bring up was this. Let me read it again, just to hit home the point. White supremacists were outraged at the sight of blacks with guns and therefore some measure of power. So when the Democratic Party tell you, we want gun control, we want to reduce how much guns is around. Well, guns in the black community, we need to strip. No. Why, black people? Why, civil rights people, do you want to take guns away from black people? Why do you want us to be unarmed when white people is arming themselves up to a T? When they're killing us, and you're going to say take away our guns too? What do you think we're going to do, catch bullets with our teeth? Fuck out of here, man. This shit is crazy. That's why you got to wonder who they really work for. They probably took pledges to the white supremacists too. You know what I'm saying? Now, peep this. I'm going to read something from W.E.B. Du Bois now, right? That I thought was pretty interesting.
Boy, you got the books out.
It goes, huh?
No, I just say you got the books out.
Oh, yeah. So it goes, all right, so he goes, he would support the replacement because of the alternative, the segregation house, and he was not bothered by talk that he was compromising something else, maybe poverty. Okay, in this column, Du Bois turned to the issue of violence. He wrote that some young blacks inspired by white radicals were looking towards violence as a means of resolving grievances. He rejected this course. Asked what the difference was between the situation of the plight of blacks in the United States and that of the Haitian slaves. Du Bois recalled the circumstances of Haiti in which blacks greatly outnumbered whites. He noted, let me read that again. This is for South Africa, and this is for all of Africa, right? This is for the West Indies. This is for Brazil. This is for where we outnumber white people, even in the states like D.C. and Philly and things of this nature, in Atlanta, okay? He rejected this course of violence, asked what the difference was between the situation of the plight of blacks in the United States and that of the Haitian slaves. Du Bois recalled the circumstances of Haiti in which blacks greatly outnumbered whites. He noted that in the contemporary United States, 12 million blacks were totally surrounded by 110 million whites. Under such circumstances, he declared, to talk about force is little less than idiotic. He further explained that recourse to violence or even thought of violence would solidify white opposition. That opposition, using the tactics Hitler was then employing in Germany, would seek to annihilate and spiritually, even physically, re-enslave the blacks of America. As Du Bois, this is just to show you how long this ideology been in our head. This is 1934. So when you hearing black people say, if we fight back or we stand up, then the white man is going to re-enslave us, and he's going to kick our ass, and he's going to do all this bad shit to us. This is a slave mentality. These are people afraid to be free, speaking like that. That's what's going on. This is 2016, and we talking like we're in 1934. The opposition used this tactic. Hitler was, what else was to say? It's further idiotic. Du Bois viewed the situation used of violence by the racially oppressed would produce an escalation of violence that would gravely threaten the oppressed themselves. Same thing we saying now. We getting killed by police, and because these two brothers stood up, then we're going to say you're going to make it worse for us. So are you trying to say that we should just allow the murders to happen? It should be noted that Du Bois' rejection of violence was not absolute, for he added a last comment that it was our clear policy not to appeal to force until clearly and evidently there is no other way. So during that time, he basically said, you don't jump first. You let violence be the last resort. In this discussion of violence, Du Bois made clear that his emergent orientation towards economic radicalism and nationalism did not imply rejection of nonviolent methods of social change. So let's say they taking Du Bois' approach, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say they taking his approach, because we know the boule, we know the white man, and we know the higher intellectuals. We know they run through Du Bois' literature. We know they know these books, White Violence and Black Response. You know, these are not hidden shit. You know, they know this shit. They don't tell us, but by the time we find it, they already know about it. Are they taking these measures that these leaders are saying, but then initially not, they're intentionally, I should say, not giving the fullness of it. So they're telling you the parts where they're saying, I detest the violence, we should not use the violence, do not listen to the white radicals who are telling you to do the violence. We should do it another way. Once we tried every other way, and they still fucking with us, then we can stand up and do some shit. You see what I'm saying? That part ain't being included into this conversation. The only thing being included into the conversation is we do not want to stand up and fight against these people. So that means we're being programmed. What you got to say about it?
I mean, I think, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I think at the end of the day, I don't know. I just want to see black people grow, man, and keep this shit going, man. But I think in terms of just, I don't know, bro. You can go ahead and take it.
See, me, I just feel like, straight up, the only way for, and this is just me speaking historically, and when I say historically, I'm talking about me historically growing up in this movement. For us to do this correctly, keep the momentum up, we got to teach this to our children. We got to put our babies in front of that TV and show them what's going on out here. We got to tell our baby, fuck the police. You ain't going to be no cop. Oh, I disagree, brother. I disagree. Some of us need to be police because we can change the Is you somebody that believes that? Right? And now watch this, Smoke. If you somebody that believes that, I'm not going to call you a fool. I'm not going to tell you stupid because I understand we need every tactic. I would say to you, organize black conscious youth and people to infiltrate the police system with a black mind. And you set that program up. But I'm on the side of fuck the police. And my children will not be part of none of that. Rasta don't deal with no CIA. None of them numbers, none of them alphabets, none of that organization. We don't work for Babylon. Fire burn Babylon. So I feel like we have to teach this to the baby. We got to let them know what it is raw and exact because they killing the youth. So if they killing the youth, they killing the adult, they killing the poor, they killing the rich, they killing the career, they're killing the unemployed. What you scared for? Prepare your youth. Let them know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Adult, we can adjust the right now, but we cannot adjust the future. We can only adjust the right now. The future is the youth. So for you to teach your children, especially your daughters, that way, if your daughter have knowledge of self and she's upright, any dude she messes with and have a baby with, them babies are going to grow up with knowledge of self. You see what I'm saying? All of them niggas that gave Erykah Badu a baby, all of them know their children's being raised up right and exact. Right or wrong?
Yeah, the pathway
of the
generation is through the woman. You know, the pathway of the generation through the woman. So
straight up.
I think you have that that thought process of feeding this to the kids, feed it to the kids so that they could grow up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But black women, y'all need to make sure that y'all on y'all deep so y'all can do that. And it's for everybody to teach the kids. But the pathway to the future is through the woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely for those, for the strong sisters. They gotta just stand strong and make sure that kid get that message regardless of, you know, what your situation might be with, you know, just in life in general, you know what I mean? Just stand strong for your kid, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the future is our kids got to be right for that future to be right, you know what I'm saying?
See, but we don't see that because we still got a white mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you can't change your white mind. You know what I'm saying? You can't change your white mind. You can't. I'm sorry, you can't. The only thing you could change is the next generation. So I contradicted myself. We can change the future. But when I'm saying we can't change the future is what I'm saying is we can't change the future as in there is going to be a period of time where we have to let our hands go. That's what the civil rights, them fucking dictators, that's what they don't get. You know what I'm saying? They love talking about the African dictators, but they don't talk about these goddamn black dictators over here in America called the civil rights niggas. You know what I'm saying? And they want to act like they just got all a stronghold over us and what we got to do. No. It's time for y'all to die the fuck off, leave us the fuck alone, because my generation, our generation, we the ones that's really going to be a better elder class. You see what I'm saying? Because we're learning and we're correcting. We're going to be a better elder class. So when the youth hears respect your elders, they're going to have elders. Unfortunately, we just had junkies. You see what I'm saying? Even though we see they trying to make a junkie class, as long as we keep rising up as black people, yeah, we will be the high class. The junkie's going to die off. But the high class, and that's what these crackers know. That's why they keep trying to gun us down. Because they know no matter what they throw, all that gay shit is falling to the wayside. It can't sustain itself. All the drug use is not sustaining itself. None of that should sustain itself. The only thing that sustains itself is black people standing the fuck up. That's the only thing that sustains itself. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know. So what you want to do? You want to do an overtime, or you want to leave at the at on time?
No, I mean if you got keep building. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we ain't gotta stop.
Yeah. Hey, shit, yeah. Cause I'm feeling the movement today, man. So yeah, this is the 60 second mark. The guest calling number is 646-716-4654. You're gonna have to call in to listen, or go to the YouTube page, subscribe, and you can get more of the shows that get uploaded. You can get a lot of the after-hour sessions, you know. Go ahead, Smoke. You can close that. Before we go to the part.
Yo, black people unite, rise. Let's keep this shit going, man. Let's keep it going.
Keep that fire going.
And this the rest of this 2016, 2017, and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Let's learn to work with each other and get this shit going.
First, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love that shit. All right, so this the part 2 right now, boy. This one's gonna get crazy. But yeah, man, it's like, man, I be reading these books, and that's why I have them here for my sons. You know what I'm saying? Because when they growing up, they're gonna be into the book. They're gonna be into the life experience. See, my whole thing is I'm doing a different approach. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna go through the same approach I went through. That's why I'm really getting the book, so they can read it and they can be like, wow, okay. You know what I'm saying? And really understand it on that level. Because me personally, I want my sons them to be on that Jay-Z level, on that corporate level shit. You know what I'm saying? That corporate shit. but not corporate in the white man's world. Corporate in Black America. That's the importance of the banks. If we put our money in these black banks, then not only can we black people could work our way, T.I. and shit can work his way on the board if he's smart. You want to be on the board of the banks because guess who runs the world? The bank.
That's
what's the IMF?
Economy. That's one of the bases of having
that's
an economy.
It. You can't have the economy without a bank. So we're slowly trying to build our economy. That's what we're doing. We're slowly building our. And you know what's crazy? And I wish I would. No, we didn't have this show. I said this a long time ago. I said niggas trying to get rid of affirmative action. I said, look around. Everybody have an economy in this country except black people. We're working for white people. If white people decided they did not want to hire us no more, we will be the only people on this goddamn continent with no economy to take care of ourselves. So what we're seeing now is black people scrambling to build an economy or to get the economy jump started because it ain't going to take us long to pop it because we're talented people. Everything we do, we can sell in America. It's black people. Our issue is we don't have a fucking economy. Now we had to get slapped up to figure it out. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like right now, a lot of it is the wave. You know what I'm saying? You had, Killer Mike and, others promoting, doing it. So a lot of it is the wave. But see, what I think is going to happen is like, because we're trendy. We'll do shit in the trends, and right now that's the trend. But what happens is when people really start seeing the benefit of it, like, being able to go get a loan, small business loan, car loan, whatever, and you go on there where you bank, a black bank, and I think people will start to take more pride in it, and it'll actually become commonplace. It'll become just what you do. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be able to see those things.
But that's what I keep saying. But that's what I keep saying about passing on to your children, because it's not you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you pass that on to your child, they will get accustomed. You see? That's how you pass it on. They will get accustomed. They will get used to going. It may not be you.
May not.
Just don't pass that hate on to the next child. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's really cool. But I think like that, out of everything that's going on, that's the major shit. The things moving that shit to the black banks. That's really what it is. Yeah. And then you have talk of the Trump and his guys, his team. They looking at, trying to dismantle big banks. Boy, that could be a recipe for some good shit. You know what I'm saying? And if you thinking just in terms of these black banks, they're gonna be smaller banks. They're not major banks. So that could be a situation where his presidency, you can see us moving up in terms of, those banks duplicating, having more branches, having more locations, being able to serve more people, to bring in more deposits and shit like that. That should be a recipe for some real shit, you know what I'm saying? So I thought about that earlier. Because I was like, wow.
See, that's real because that want to fuck with Wall Street can only fuck with Wall Street. And the bank that fucking with the people can only fuck with the people. So right now they're all tangled up. So if these black banks wasn't playing that game too, and they're not tied up in all that shit, and they could just run like how they running, they can start to really span and get bigger. And because it won't be that much, you know what I'm saying? It'll be like, yo, you got to pick a side. And if a lot of people end up picking Wall Street side, or they get ate up, or some weird shit happen, but the black banks, they could really position themselves in a major position. Yeah. We see banks flip all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And mergers and all that shit.
Yeah.
People, like I said, like I was saying earlier, you know, people have been fucked over by Big Bang. So this is not even something that's far-fetched, where it's like you have to necessarily sell it on the people. All you got to do is go in and say, oh, we're taking these guys down. Think about those times you paid all this overdraft fees. Think about this time when they foreclosed on your house. Think about it's going to be easy to sell people on that, man. Boy, Trump look like that boy trying to slide to the finish line. Get there first. Word up, man.
Yo,
that's crazy, man.
It's called the Banking. It's called the Banking Act. That was, man. When I read that, yo, I was like, yo, this nigga got it, yo. Banking Act of 1933, commonly called Glass-Steagall. The emergency legislation that was passed within days of President Franklin Roosevelt taking office in March 1933 was just the start of the process to restore confidence in the banking system. Congress saw the need for substantial reform of the banking system, which eventually came in the Banking Act of 1933, or the Glass-Steagall Act. The bill was designed to provide for the safer and more effective use of the assets of the bank, to regulate interbank control, to prevent the undue diversion of funds into speculative operations, and for other purposes. The measure was sponsored by Senator Carter Glass, Democrat of Virginia, and Republican Henry Steagall, Democrat of Alabama, a former Treasury Secretary, was the primary force behind the act. Steagall, then chairman of the, and when I say Democrat, I'm talking about these would really be Republicans nowadays. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this is 1933. So black people more than likely was Republicans during this time. And these, you know what I'm saying? So that's the whole funny thing about that shit. Yeah, so they go, on July 1933, President Roosevelt signed the bill into law. Glass originally introduced his banking reform bill in January 1932. It received extensive critiques and comments from bankers, economics, and the Federal Reserve Board. It passed the Senate in February 1932, but the House adjourned before coming to a decision. It was one of the most widely discussed and debated legislations in 1932. Some background. In the wake of the 1929 stock market crash and the Great Depression, Congress was concerned that commercial banking operations and the payment system were incurring losses from volatile equity markets. An important motivation for the act was the desire to restrict the use of bank credit for speculation and direct bank credit into what Glass and others thought to be more productive use, such as industry, commerce, and agriculture. So basically, the Great Depression and what they call here the Great Recession and all that bullshit, it was the same shit. And guess what it was all about? The motherfucking bank. And guess what happened? The stock market crashed. And guess what happened in the Great Recession? The motherfucking the stock market crashed. And that's why, remember, that's when me and you started getting into the damn stocks and shit. Nigga.
Yeah, what was that, 1932, I think.
Yeah, they're saying this is 1933.
33. Yeah.
No. The stock market was 1929, but they're saying the act was put in 1933. So it's like, yeah. So and he's saying that all that extra bread need to go into the industry, commerce, the agriculture, back into the shit. We so fucking see the whole bad part about the Republican Party is the racial bullshit. You see what I'm saying? But the good part, and not really saying good part, but the good part is when you really look into what motherfuckers is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll sit there and we'll let these fucking Democrats sit there and tell us, okay, y'all go ahead and vote for the Republicans if you want to, and this is going to happen to you, and that's going to happen. Then we get all scared. Oh, NASA, I don't want that to happen, NASA. And then we go and vote for these motherfuckers again. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and nothing happens. It's like, man, this shit is disgusting. This shit's disgusting, man. That's why I can't wait till this nigga win, you know? Just so black people get back on their grizzly. That's what we need, to get back on our fucking grizzly. We don't need to be getting pacified no more by these niggas, making us gay and all kind of shit. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here.
Fucking talk. Real talk.
And look at this shit right here. Just to tie in another stab at Hillary. This is from July 17th. Here's how Wall Street feels about Clinton adopting more of Sanders' policies. The stock market is considered one of the most reliable leading economic indicators. Since BritX, U.S. markets have not only bounced back, but several index have set all-time highs, among other factors, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is because Hillary Clinton is likely, okay. Among other factors, this is because Hillary Clinton will likely win the presidency in November. Let me read that again. U.S. markets have not only bounced back, but several index have set all-time highs, among other factors. This is because Hillary Clinton will likely win the presidency in November. Donald Trump continues to find ways to blunder. For example, the recent dust-up around his 6-point star tweet that was widely criticized for being anti-Semitic, and while many of the polls were tightened in recent days, the conventional wisdom continues to suggest that Clinton's campaign infrastructure is much stronger than Trump and will deliver a victory. So you know what that means, right, Smoke? Wait, look, this is welcome to the news for investors. When November comes, niggas need to pull their bread up out that market because that shit gonna dip. And when that shit dip, then you need to go inside there and buy off some lows. They about to play some games. So I'm glad I have this in July 722. I said that. You know what I mean? Because when that shit happened, I'm gonna say y'all go listen back. And for the spooky people, I was counting numbers. The way my blunt is situated, is situated, 'cause I smoke papers. The way my spliff is situated in my ashtray was pointing to this mirror on my wall that lets me know these things. The spirits in my candles, they're the ones that's telling me this. You know, that's for the spooky people. You know, for the real people, you know what I'm saying? Just peep game, man. They tell you everything they about to do. They just know you're not going to decipher this shit because you don't even pay attention to this shit. So it goes, while Clinton is far from the ideal candidate, Trump is downright dangerous for Wall Street perspective, right? So what that means, that shit going to dip. You see what I'm saying? I got my little bread up in there, you know what I mean? But I'm going to pull my shit out. I don't care how good that shit look, yo. I don't care if that shit is running up high. I don't care if it's running up high. Pull your shit out. Pause. Because that shit going to dip. Watch. They're going to try to punish Trump, but don't worry about that. The danger factor centers on the uncertainty around the mirage of economic. Okay, let me see. Cause it ain't supposed to deal with Trump. It's supposed to only deal with Clinton. The consensus of the market is that we know much more about what we're getting with Clinton than Trump. Wall Streeters are speaking with their checkbook, and Trump is getting a tempered monetary response from whatever other big word. Advocate of policies, Wall Street hate. Okay. All right. Nominee. This is despite the fact that from the beginning of her presidential run, Clinton had advocated for policies that Wall Street hates, including increasing the minimum wage, pay for in large part by higher taxes on higher income Americans. What is more troubling to financial market perspective is that Clinton's primary battle with Bernie Sanders had forced her to lean more heavily to the left than Wall Street finds comfortable. Perhaps the largest impact of Sanders on Clinton's position has been on global trade. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and this is the global trade shit. Let me say that. Clinton entered in the race as a staunch supporter of free trade and has since been forced to adopt Sanders' stance opposing the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's that shit Barack signed. He created that shit. That ain't nothing but NAFTA Part 2. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to say that. But you see all of that shit they're saying about Hillary, and because she's leaning more to the left, trying to get some more of them Sanders supporters, Wall Street like, we ain't really feeling if you adopted more of Sanders shit, right? That's July 17th. Now watch this. I'm going to read it again. Tim Kaine, right, is who Hillary wants to be the VP, right? I mean, is the VP. Mark Ruffalo, who played the Hulk, tweeted, "Wrong choice, Tim Kaine." My bad. The Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is a pansy for Wall Street. You see what I'm saying? He's a pansy for Wall Street. He wants to deregulate the bank. If you deregulate the bank, we're going to go back into what we already came out of. So why would Hillary Clinton or this fucking Democrat be sitting over here trying to do the same shit that, if I'm not mistaken, it might have been Bush, but I don't want to say that because a lot of times those laws just get passed on and they just get re-signed. So I'm going to check that shit and maybe I'll have that answer for Saturday's show, right? But, she got a VP that wants to deregulate the bank. He's down with Wall Street. She's trying to stay in favor with Wall Street. And y'all want to be on her side because they're telling you to be afraid of Trump, who wants to break up the big banks. That way these banks aren't too big to fail. That way the taxpayer don't have to bail out the shit we was complaining. Niggas better open their eyes, boy. That shit crazy. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy.
Yeah, man.
I just stumbled on that story, Wall Street not
Trump
still enough,
win.
and then she turns around and he gonna win because I'm trying to find the Michael Moore story, right? Because I wanted you to remember that story you was talking about. The story you was talking about. About Trump, he was talking about the whole Brexit stuff. And then I was like,
when he was just saying that, I think I had said he was saying that, something like that could happen in America. I think, was it that article?
Right.
And I think it was Trump.
Right,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'm trying to see, can I find this damn story, but it's a story with Michael Moore, I want to say. And Michael Moore, he says he feels like Trump is going to win. And then he says, let me see, can I find it? He says Trump is going to win. And then he says,
I think I saw that one.
Yeah, Trump is going to win. Then he says he feels like it's going to be the Brexit. He said it's going to be like the Brexit situation. And when he said that, I was like, I knew that's what they was talking about. I knew that.
Oh, when he was on Bill Maher? Was he on Bill Maher?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I got the story now. I'm gonna see if it was Bill Maher in a minute. Cause this is just on an article. Yeah, but when I seen that shit, I said, yeah, and I always be saying to myself, where the fuck is all these people be acting like they got all this, all that. Yo, where's the information, man, before it happens? If you on a real wave, you know what I'm saying? Well, you guys be trying to act like they know all this shit, telling you the shit after the fact. That don't make sense. So they say, oh yeah, he was on Bill Maher. Yeah, Real Time with Bill Maher. So he says, I think Trump is gonna win. I'm sorry. On Real Time with Bill Maher, as the crowd booed his comment. Host Bill Maher said Maher was doing the right thing while speaking out. Boo if you want. The enemy is complacency. Oh, the enemy is complacency, Maher said. According to Maher, Trump's best chance at winning the general election lies in Middle America. I live in Michigan. Let me tell you, it's going to be the BRITX strategy, Maher said, before comparing the middle of England to Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Mitt Romney lost by 64 electorates. So he said the whole BRITX shit. So in the story that you were saying in the previous show, Trump said that. That's why I be telling people, like, y'all don't listen to people. Y'all sit there, y'all listen to what people tell y'all. But y'all don't listen to the people that stay in it. When I heard Trump said, if I don't get the nomination, I'm going to run as a third-party candidate, basically. I'm going to run as an independent. I said, if he do that, I said, he's serious. He really wants this. I said, he really wants this. Everybody else was laughing. Everybody else was just talking about, that's a joke. Nobody gonna elect him. We all know it's gonna be Hillary because we already had a black president. So it gotta be a woman next. And I'm like, that's your argument? I'm like, y'all. All of the quote-unquote blunders and all kind of shit. Look how smooth he is right now. Ain't that some shit? Where's all the blunders now?
The boy want to win.
Where's all the blunders?
The boy want to win, and he know his opponent. And he know what she can't do. And he's delivering on what she can't do. And it's like,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? My argument for Hillary wasn't the strong argument, like, yo, I will die for that for that choice for Hillary. I know that's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? But it's like more and more to where it's like you can't really ignore it, you know what I'm saying? If you someone who was on the other side of the fence, like, you know, Hillary's gonna win, you guys are crazy, blah blah blah. You really have to. You're not watching it right now. You still have that clear cut thinking that, you know, she's just gonna win that joint. You know what I'm saying? Trump you got the Trump cards pretty much, so to speak, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got the Trump card. Ain't that some shit? The Trump card, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, man, so that's what that shit is, man. At the end of the day, yo, black people just gotta open their eyes, man, and realize what the fuck it is, capitalize off of what the fuck it is, and stop thinking you can't. You know what I'm saying? Old people, keep that shit to yourself, man, and let the youth rise. One thing, like I said, I will say that's good. At least we have the generation of black people that's being conscious and eyes open. We will be the elders for the next generation instead of the piece of shit elders we had. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't talking about the righteous elders. We're talking about the everyday elders. I always say that. I'm talking about the everyday. Now, before we leave, I want to bring this up also, for in case we do end up having in case we end up having a Republican president. It says, bad news for aspiring entrepreneurs. Now might not be the best time to launch your own business. total entrepreneurial activity in the United States, measured by the number of people starting and operating new business, fell to 12% in 2015, from 14% in 2014. According to a report released Tuesday by Babson College, the drop reversed upward growth in small business activity during the previous 4 years. The finding could indicate that employees are satisfied with their jobs and unwilling to strike out on their own. But the research could also show a lack of confidence in the small business environment in the wake of the recession. So they're telling you bad news for aspiring entrepreneurs. But you're supposed to read that and say, no, that's good news. Because if it's dropping, that means the competition is getting less. You see what I'm saying? This is the best time for black people to get on their entrepreneurial shit. Straight up. So they're saying that, according to the report, entrepreneurship has the highest participation rate among people aged, 35 to 44, who represent 17% of those who started a small business in 2015. Men at 15 and women at 9 saw their 9%. Both all saw their entrepreneurial rates decline by 2% in 2015. Overall, the rate of men entrepreneurship outstrips that of women by a factor of 1.5, a phenomenon that has remained constant since 2001. So yeah, this is the time, man. This is the time. This is the environment, and this is the time. And if you're gonna sit around and wait for you to get permission to do it, man, go. Hey, kick rocks.
It's over.
Anything that's gonna close out with smoke?
Oh man, yo, we do that tomorrow, man. You know what I'm saying? And kick some more shit.
Right.
And you know, you already know the message, man. Identify the problems, find a solution. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep this wave going. Peace. That's about it, bro.
Peace. We're gonna holler at y'all guys, man. We're gonna see y'all again tomorrow. Holler at us on Twitter, Facebook, In Black America, YouTube, In Black America, Twitter, In Black America 7, Facebook, In Black.America. And we out. Peace.
Crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.